Hi there, it's Alyssa from Planet Alissa, here with this week's What I Sold on Etsy report. In the first week of August, I sold 16 items on Etsy for a total selling price of $191. Now we'll take a look at those items so you can see the type of vintage items that sell well on Etsy and about what you should be pricing your items for. First up this week, we have this pair of vintage black pointy-toed bowling shoes, which sold for $12. I picked them up at a garage sale. This vintage metal picnic basket sold for $22. I bought it at an auction. This double deck or bridge deck of playing cards from Wisconsin, they look to be a souvenir deck, are illustrated with different vintage photos. They sold for $10. I believe I picked them up at a church rummage sale. A couple of Tupperware cups sold for $6. I picked these up also at a church rummage sale. This small collection of Christmas gift tags, these are unused tags, sold for $4. Again, a church rummage sale. This is a pretty children's china tea set. Unfortunately, it's missing a few of the pieces, so it sold for $18. I probably could have gotten a little more for it if it was actually complete. I picked this up in a box lot at an auction. This vintage handbag kit sold for $8. I picked it up at a thrift store. This is a set of slinky ringamajigs building toys, which came from a garage sale. They sold for $20. This three-sided ruler sold for $7. I picked it up at a thrift store. This vintage souvenir Canadian Mountie eraser sold for $4. It's a bit of an oversized eraser. It came from a thrift store in a bag with some other erasers. And interestingly enough, some more erasers from that same thrift store bag sold. This is a lot of Diener erasers, which sold for $20. If you do see Diener erasers in your travel, it's D-I-E-N-E-R. They'll be marked on the bottom. You want to pick them up. These are pretty collectible. Allow them to depict cartoon characters or different animals, and they're made of a softer rubber in a solid color, as you can see. This historic Bethlehem, PA metal tray sold for $18. Interestingly enough, earlier this year, or maybe late last year, I sold a very similar Bethlehem, PA tray. So when I saw this one at a thrift store, I decided to pick it up because I figured I could sell it. This small hot plate sold for $12. I picked this up at a thrift store as well. This set of 4 small metal snack trays sold for $10. I picked these up at a church rummage sale. This vintage embroidered apron sold for $8. I picked this up at a church rummage sale as well. This metal aeroplane wall decor plaque sold for $12. As you can see from the picture, the paint is a bit chippy on it. You do want to look at condition when you're buying items, but sometimes if the item is not too bad, the chippiness can actually give it a nice worn vintage look, as this one does. I picked this up at a thrift store, and that is everything I sold this week. Thank you everyone for watching. I put out these What I Sold reports every week. Please feel free to subscribe if you like, and I will see you next week. Have a great week and sell lots of stuff.